Hello everyone, today I will be talking about the controls in Warframe. More specifically, I will be talking about the controls for the PlayStation and Xbox controllers. While I believe the current default control scheme is usable, I also believe that changing them would benefit both new and old players. Let's look at what is currently the default controls. The power menu is R1 or right bumper. Firing is bound to R2 or right trigger, aiming L2 or left trigger, slide/roll L1 or left bumper. Show level map, place marker, inspect, and consumables are assigned to the D-pad. X, square, circle, and triangle and their Xbox counterpart is jump, reload/interact, melee, and switch weapons. Secondary fire is R3 or right stick down. Sprint is L3 or left stick down. Finally, the power menu is used by holding down R1 or right bumper. X, square, circle, and triangle and their Xbox counterparts are your primary powers, and focus and transference is on R3 or right stick down. There are currently two main problems and one minor with the default layout. One is that in order to use your powers, you have to move your right thumb off the right stick, making it nearly impossible to aim some abilities effectively. Two is that secondary fire is too difficult to use in most combat situations. The third, more minor problem is the learning curve of activating intended powers quickly. Now, what can a player do on their own to improve their gaming experience? I recommend changing the default controls for PlayStation at least. Sorry Xbox players, but this layout will not work for you. I recommend changing the D-pad buttons to control your main powers. This should allow you to aim your abilities with your right thumb. Put place marker/captura on swipe up, show map on swipe down, and focus and transference on touchpad down. All work fine without getting in the way or becoming difficult to use. Putting secondary fire on R1 allows for its quick use. Putting consumables on R3 works well enough. Be aware that captura might not work correctly on swipe up. So, how would I change the game to make it a more enjoyable experience? I would change the power menu to a universal modifier key. What I mean by that is to allow any binding to be assigned to a button while that key is held down. If a key is not assigned to a button in modifier, then it should take the role of what is assigned in the not modified format. This means a clear button function would have to be added to the list of bindable actions. Consumables, place marker/captura, and show map can be assigned to up, down, and left while using the modifier button, allowing Xbox users to use the unmodified version of those buttons for powers. Next, I would add a menu option for using secondary fire as a toggle or held, with toggle overriding the primary fire until the next press of the secondary fire button. This gives players more freedom in where they choose to assign secondary fire. Thank you for your time. I hope my current control scheme helps you, and that the developers consider some of these changes. If you have any suggestion about changes you would like to see happen with the controls of Warframe or suggestions for me, leave a comment and I will try to reply.